Hello everyone and welcome to our practice today. We are doing a 30-minute flow class that is centered around our splits. So I would advise if you have blocks, or even if you don't have blocks, maybe like a really thick book, if your hamstrings are super tight or your hips are super tight, they could be helpful at certain points in our class today. Let's get started in a child's pose at the back of the mat, so knees wide, hips towards heels. Extend your arms forward. Let your forehead drop down to the ground. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And deep exhale. Once more like that, deep inhale. And deep exhale. Let the weight of your hips really fall heavily down towards the heels. And take one more breath here. Gently rolling all the way up. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, settle there. Walk the knees underneath the hips. Next, take a deep breath in, arch the back. And exhale, curl and round through your spine. Once more like that. Inhale, arch the back, looking up. And exhale, we curl and round the spine. Tuck your toes and find a downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Your right leg lengthens towards the ceiling. Take an inhale, three-legged down dog. Exhale, step your right foot in between the hands. Lower your left knee down towards the ground. To start here, so instead of half splits, you're going to actually walk all the way back. Your hips will rest on your left heel. Flex your right toes nice and high. And then walk yourself forward, fold over that right leg. Dragging that right hip back. Two more breaths here. Take one more inhale. And exhale. Bend back in towards your right knee. Take it to a low lunge. Walk that left knee back. Your right knee is stacked on top of the ankle, so you're not pushing forward here. It's stacked. Squeeze that left hip forward. Reach your arms up towards the sky. So I like to say, settle enough into the hips that you are feeling a deep opening. For my ultra flexies who are taking the class, so really open hip people, try to find a little bit of support, so really engage squeezing those inner thighs a little bit more. Take an inhale, and exhale, lower your hands down towards the ground. Slide your left shin to the top of the mat, and then keep your left knee open to the left. As you lie all the way down, hug your right knee into your chest. Extend your right leg to the sky. And grab a hold of either the back of the leg, the calf, the heel, and then gently guide the leg in towards you. Take a deep breath in, and your right hand is going to hold either the back of the leg at some point or the heel. Open your leg to the right, and as you do so, bring your left hand onto your left inner thigh to stop it from moving up and over. So we keep that left thigh open. And as you drop the right leg to the right, it's almost as if the toes could touch the ground to the right of you, at the same time as your left knee could touch the ground to the left of you. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, we bend down in towards the knee. Step the right foot off the left edge of the mat, and you're going to roll. Plant your right hand, plant your left hand. Straighten your left leg, lift your hips up. So you're in kind of a modified side plank. Right arm lifts to the sky. Sweep your right bicep beside the right ear, take an inhale. And as you exhale, drop your left hip towards the ground and let your right arm drop as well. Your left leg is straight. Inhale, lift your hips up. And exhale. exhale, drop the hips down. Once more, inhale, lift up. And exhale, we drop down. Inhale, lift all the way up, three-legged down dog. Now you're facing the other side of your mat. Readjust your left foot, readjust your hands, right leg kicks to the sky. Open up your right hip, bend your right knee high to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, plant the foot down. Roll forward to plank, inhale. Chaturanga, bend your elbows, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Exhale, down dog. Left leg releases, three-legged inhale. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Lower your right knee. Slide your hips, your butt back onto your right heel. Flex your left toes high. Walk your hands forward, take an inhale, and fold over the left leg, exhale. So you should be feeling that kind of in the calf, the back of the knee, maybe even into the hamstring a little. Take one more breath in. And exhale, bend into your left knee. Shuffle the foot forward and shuffle the right knee back. Low lunge. Inhale, lift the arms up towards the sky. So scooping the hips in, finding that support, but still settling low enough to feel an opening for yourself. Take a full inhale, full exhale. Good, plant your hands. Tuck your right shin to the very top of your mat until you can lower your seat down. Your right knee stays open to the right. Lie down, hug your left knee in towards your chest. So both sides of your seat are trying to be down on the ground, so level hips somewhat. And then extend your left leg to the sky, holding onto some part of the leg. Pull the left hip down to the ground as you lift the left leg up. So we're so early in our practice. At any point in our practice, really just try to find patience with yourself, especially with these more intense feelings. Like right now for me, I'm feeling it a lot in that right hip flexor. Just trying to relax it. Take an inhale. Open your left leg to the left. Right hand comes down onto the right inner thigh. So both hands are assisting your legs on separating from one another. Take an inhale and exhale. Ooh, bend the knee. Bring the foot all the way over. So we roll onto our right side. Plant the foot down. So you're still facing kind of that left edge of the mat that you started with. Left hand down. Lift your torso up. Right hand comes to the ground. Extend your right leg back and then lift your hips up so you're in that modified side plank. Left bicep beside the left ear, hips lift up even higher, inhale. And then as you exhale, lower your hips down, left arm drops. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, hips drop down. One more, inhale, lift up. Exhale, we lower down. Inhale, lift your left arm all the way up and over. Readjust your hands onto your mat. Readjust your right foot. Three-legged down dog. Left leg lifts up towards the sky. Open up your hip, bend your knee nice and high. Take an inhale. Exhale, down dog. Roll forward to a plank. Inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Shoulders back. Exhale, down dog. Take one more breath in. And we exhale. Step your right foot in between the hands. Lower your left knee down towards your mat. Straighten your right leg, Ardha Hanuman, so half splits here. Pull the hips back so that they're on top of the left knee now, so they're not pushing back further than that. You may have to shuffle your right foot forward to get there. Flex your right toes. Try to straighten the right leg, and this is where either big books under your hands or blocks are super handy. Walk yourself forward, pull the right hip back, and then exhale, fold. lengthening into the back of that right leg, flexing the toes high, breathe into those tight spots. Take one more breath, inhale. Exhale, we bend down in towards the right knee. Tuck the left toes, lift the back knee, lunge. Inhale, lift the arms up towards the sky. Pull that left hip forward, scoop the belly in, then bend deeper into that right knee. Watching these videos and like editing them together to post for you guys, I've just been seeing I tend to stay really high in my lunges. If you can, sink a little lower, challenge yourself a little more here. Take one more inhale. And exhale, lower your hands down to frame your right leg. Straighten your right leg, lift your hips up towards the sky, so pyramid pose. And you can step that left foot in a little bit here if that feels nice for your body. Hands on blocks or earth, walk your hands forward, inhale. And exhale, fold over that right leg. Take one more breath in. Exhale. Bend down in towards your right knee. Take an inhale, look forward, standing splits. Kick your left leg up towards the sky. Square off your hips, so right hip drawing up, left hip drawing down, and then exhale, fold over top of that right leg. Now, don't forget about this left leg, so it's not just kind of hanging there, you're extending it up and back. Take one more breath, inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee, step your left foot back to the back of the mat. Warrior two, drop your heel down, windmill the arms open. Right knee bending super low, and today just take whatever variation you want to go through. So whether you want to do extended side angle or stay here in the warrior two, maybe a humble warrior or exalted warrior. For 2 breaths, hips rolling open. Take one more inhale. And exhale, lower your hands down to the inner edge of that right foot. Sink your hips lower and flex your left toes up towards the sky for Skandasana. So roll your hips open, engage your glutes so that your knees aren't collapsing inwards here. We want to stay lifted. And then stick your booty back, left toes stay flexed to the sky. Walk your hands forward and drop your head. Take one more breath in. And exhale, walk your hands to frame your right foot. You're pivoting all the way to face the other side of your mat. Your 10 toes turn to face the right edge of the mat, and your left hand plants. Now, your right foot is going to be a little higher, so in this modified side plank, the foot is almost up beside that left hand. Left leg super straight. Now, if this is really intense for your hips, stay here. If you can, reach your right arm to the sky, and we'll move. Drop your left hip to the ground, right arm reaches back. Inhale, lift up high. That left leg is straight. A lot of the times I see people trying to bend their knees. This is going to strain your left knee so much if you're bending it and collapsing into it. Straighten it and just hold. You don't have to find movement. If you can, keep it straight. Lower again. Inhale, lift up. Once more. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. Plant your right hand. 3-legged down dog. Right leg to the sky. Open up your hip. Keep your right leg straight this time. Take an inhale. And exhale, curl forward to plank, 3-legged or full. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Good. Now left leg releases, 3-legged down dog. Inhale. Exhale, step left foot forward. Lower your right knee. Ardha Hanuman, half splits, hands on blocks or earth. Pull your hips back, stack them on top of the right knee. Flex and lift your left toes high. Pull the left foot back, inhale. Exhale, fold over that left leg any amount. Breathe and just try to stay with those tight areas. One more breath, inhale. And exhale, bend down in towards the left knee. Tuck the right toes, lift the back knee, lunge. Inhale, lift the hips slightly so that you can tuck them underneath you and then try to bend deeper. So we want to feel an opening through the front of that right hip flexor in our lunges, and that's especially going to help us when we're working on our splits. So keep pulling that right hip forward, drawing up through the core. Take one more inhale, and exhale, lower your hands down to frame the left leg, straighten the left leg, pyramid option to step that right foot in. Hips are level. Take one more inhale. And we bend down in towards the left knee. Exhale, standing splits. Kick the right leg to the sky. Lift that left hip up. Lengthen the right leg back. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend your left knee. Step your right foot back. Warrior two. Windmill the arms open. Any variation of your choice. Extended side angle, humble, exalted. Maybe try to match it with your last side. So make sure our body stays even on both sides. Take one more breath here. And bring your hands down to the inner edge of the left foot. Skandasana, drop your butt down. Flex your right toes to the sky. Left toes have angled in a little bit. Open the knees wide. Stick your hips back and down, and then walk your hands straight out to that right edge of the mat, head down. Take an inhale. And exhale, walk your hands in, framing the left foot. Tuck your right toes and turn your 10 toes to the left. So your left foot stays up super high, close to that right hand, right leg straight, and you can hang out here, both hands down, just working on that left hip. Otherwise, left arm to the sky. Exhale, sink your hips down, left arm drops. Inhale, lift your hips up. Exhale, hips drop down. Inhale, lift your hips up. Exhale, drop your hips down. Inhale, bring your hands down to frame your left foot. Three-legged down dog, left leg lifts up and back. Curl forward to a three-legged plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Take one more breath, inhale. And exhale. Right leg lifts up, inhale, three-legged down dog. Exhale, step your right foot in between the hands. Lower your left knee down towards the ground. Now taking it into full splits, now we're going to move slowly here and do a particular variation. So pull your hips back, and you'll notice that when you pull your hips back, your torso automatically leans forward. So walk your hands forward, and I want you to stay forward today. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle that right foot forward, and shuffle, shuffle, shuffle your left foot back. Stay leaning forward. All right. So with this assistance of leaning forward, it kind of relieves a lot of that pressure in that left hip flexor a lot more than when you're trying to stay stacked. So we'll be doing our splits again in a different version, but for now, think leaning forward. If you can always lower to elbows. And just go as low as feels good for you, right? So maybe that means all the way down, maybe not. Pulling that right hip back, left hip forward, like you're trying to squeeze and lift all the way up in the center of the mat, if that makes sense. Think like Michael Jackson dance move when he does the splits and comes all the way up to standing. That's the engagement of the inner thighs that I'm going for here. Take one more breath, inhale. Exhale, replant the hands if they're anywhere else. Lean forward, lift up, shuffle your legs all the way back in. Nice and gentle. Plant your right foot on the ground, tuck the left toes, lift your back knee up. Three-legged down dog, hands plant, right leg up, open up your hip. Right leg super straight, take an inhale. And exhale, replant the right foot again at the top of your mat. Pyramid pose, left foot steps in, straighten your legs, left hand on block or earth, right arm opens up to the sky. Now, a lot of the times people push your butt to the right, but we want to actually keep our hips in the center of the mat. So pull your right hip back, lengthen your spine forward, and then rotate. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee, plant your hands, and tuck your left knee into your nose. Come all the way up to standing. Inhale, hug your left knee into your chest. Give it a tight squeeze. And then exhale, left hand, two peace fingers, holds the big left toe. Right hand on right hip. Try to stand up nice and straight. So try not to lean forward here or curl forward. And then extend your left leg as far forward as it can go. It may retain a bend, that's okay, but try to straighten it. Pull the left shoulder back. Take an inhale and open your left leg to the left. Open your right arm to the right. And again, try not to lean forward. Your butt is underneath you, chest is lifted. Take an inhale. Bring the leg back out in front of you. Now, right hand, bend your knee if you have to. Your right hand is going to reach out to catch the outer edge of your foot. Your left hand is going to flip and catch the inner edge of your foot. Knees bent into the chest. Take an inhale. And instead of leaning forward and keeping the leg parallel to the ground today, lift your leg up as high as it can go, like you're trying to shoot your foot up to the ceiling, and then try to extend the leg up, 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 bending your elbows as you go. Breathe. Take an inhale. Exhale very gently, swing the leg back, step back, warrior two. Nice, you guys, good. If you get lost along the way, if you stumble, if you fall, that's okay. That's our practice day to day, right? Some days I just can't balance for the life of me, and that's okay. Sometimes it means I had too much coffee, honestly, or too much wine the night before. Settle down nice and deeply into the hips. Warrior two, right? So even here in a simple warrior two, we can feel the opening in our hips when we engage through the glutes, roll the inner thighs out and open, we sink a little bit deeper. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down to frame that right foot. Come to the ball of your left foot. Now, you're gonna move nice and slow. Slide that right leg back. Your right hand is gonna catch your kneecap, and then see if you can come to a side plank, lifting that right leg up. If you're like, what the heck? Your left knee can come to the ground, and your right knee can lift up. So you're in a modified version of this plank. Now, if you feel really stable in either version 1 or 2, your right hand can reach down to catch your right big toe, and you can kick your leg up towards the sky. Up to you, right? So either that full side plank or the half side plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, down dog, step back, right hand down. Curl forward to plank, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Exhale, down dog. Left leg lifted up, take an inhale. Exhale, step the left foot forward, full splits, leaning forward. Lower your right knee to the ground. Pull the hips back a little bit so that you can start to straighten that left leg and shuffle it forward. Lean your chest forward and just keep shuffling the legs apart from one another. Lower maybe to elbows. Your hips don't have to be on the ground as well to start to bend the elbows and maybe lower your chest a little bit, as long as you feel supported, my friends. So pull that right hip forward, left hip back. Breathe. Squeeze those inner thighs. Take an inhale. Exhale, plant your feet. Lift, not plant your feet, plant your hands. Lift your hips up. Shuffle the feet in towards one another until you can plant your left foot flat. Tuck the right toes. Lift that back knee. Hands plant. Three-legged down dog. Left leg lifts up and back towards the sky. Open up your hip, keep your legs super straight. Take a deep breath in. And exhale again, step your left foot in between the hands. Now, pyramid, revolve pyramid, so you can straighten both of the legs. Right hand on block or earth. Open your left arm to the sky. Again, your butt's not leaning to the left. Pull the left hip back. Stick your tailbone to the back of your mat. Take an inhale. And exhale, bring your hands down, bend down in towards your left knee. Tuck your right knee into your nose, and we're going to come all the way up to standing. Right knee into the chest. Give it a good squeeze. Left hand to left hip, right hand, 2 peace fingers to the big right toe. And then again, your leg doesn't have to straighten, but you're just trying to get it there. So push your foot forward as far as it can go. And then at the same time, once you land, pull the right hip back, pull the right shoulder back. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Open the leg to the right. Chest lifted, chest open. Breathe here. Ooh. Roll that right hip down. My body does not want to balance when I'm rolling my right hip down. Left arm can reach to the left. Take an inhale. Bring the leg back in front of you. Bend the knee, left hand on the outer edge of the foot, right hand inner edge of the foot. Lift up and then exhale. Shoot the heel as high to the ceiling as it can go. And it may move a few inches, it may move a few feet. Wherever you're at, it's all good. Lift that leg up, stand up nice and straight. Almost like you're trying to lean back. Take an inhale. Exhale, release the foot, step back, warrior 2. Take a few breaths. Bend into that left knee. Take one more breath in. Exhale. Wiggle your hands down to frame your left foot. Come to the ball of the right foot. Now, modification, you lower your right knee to the ground. Shuffle that left foot back until you can catch your left knee. And then we lift that left knee up into whatever version of side plank you want to try out on this side. Option, 2 peace fingers of a left hand. Hold the left big toe. Lift the hips up nice and high. Take one more breath in. Exhale, step back to down dog. Curl forward to plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Right leg lifts, 3-legged down dog. Inhale. Exhale, step your right foot in between the hands. Lower your left knee down towards the ground. Full split, so pull the hips back. Start to shuffle that right foot forward. Now, this time, you have those blocks. I want you to grab them. Start to shuffle your left knee back, and then walk your hands back as much as you can to line them up with your hips. So whether they are on super thick books, or they are on blocks, or the ground, try not to lean forward this time. So get as upright as you can. Squeeze your inner thighs, pull that left hip forward. Lift your belly away from that right thigh as best as you can. You have the option to interlace last 3 fingers, index fingers point straight up to the sky. Pull the left hip forward, right hip back. So I personally like to keep my left toes tucked. For my knee, it feels 100 times better than pointed toes. Pointed toes actually puts an insane amount of strain on my back knee, so I want you to pay attention to how your knee feels and just adjust for your body, whatever works best. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower your hands down. Squeeze your inner thighs. Shuffle all the way in. Bend your right knee. Step back to down dog. Shake out your hips as you need to. We're feeling super open. Left leg lifts. Inhale. Step your left foot forward. Exhale, lower your right knee. So just the other side, nice and simple. Shuffle your legs apart from one another. All the way, all the way. Walk your hands back, somewhat in alignment with your hips. Pull the right hip forward, left hip back. And you can stay here, or we extend the arms up towards the sky, interlacing last 3 fingers. What I do ask of you, so in our yogi splits, we're trying to square off the hips. So this is not wide open to the side. You're not sitting on your left butt cheek. You're rolling it down. So the top of your right quadricep is trying to touch the ground. Good. Lifting up through the belly, trying to find that full lift, chest over the hips. Take one more breath, inhale. Exhale. Actually, one more breath again, inhale. Stay with it, stay with it. And exhale. Whenever you're ready to, plant your hands. Squeeze your inner thighs. Shuffle it back, bend your left knee. And what we're going to do is just come to the top of your mat. Right knee tucks in, left knee tucks in beside it. Reclined hero's pose. Bring your feet wider than your hips. Shuffle your calves out from underneath your thighs. So if your hips are really far off the ground, sit on a block or sit on a pillow. And you can always stay here to finish our practice, or start to work your way back, maybe on your hands, maybe on your elbows, maybe lying all the way down. And we'll try to keep our knees together today, so just go as low as feels comfortable for you. Your arms can reach up above the head. And this is where we will close our practice. I feel like it flew by, but I hope you guys enjoyed your 30-minute splits flow. And we'll see you guys next video. Thanks.